Virgo, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Virgo. Happy April, happy spring. We're just coming off of a new moon solar eclipse in Aries. Aries season is all about empowerment of self. It's so important, so essential right now because there are a lot of things that are changing, and in the change we have an opportunity to better connect with the desires of our heart. Right? I mean, that's like we always have that in life, right? But even more so now. Pluto just moved into Aquarius a couple months back. It's really writing the stage, setting the stage for the next 20 years or so. And the things that have been popping up lately are not so easy, right? Like a lot of emotions, lots of feelings have been triggered. Pisces season was incredibly emotional. Aries season is bringing some fire with it, but then those elements are playing off of each other. We're seeing tension, we're seeing frustration, and especially in the places where there is a lot of limitation. Because right now there's also this call to work with what you got, like figure it out, handle it with the resources that you have. It doesn't mean you have to succumb to bad behavior, but it means that you have to be mindful, you have to be intentional about your approach. And right now, the same approach is not working. We have to shift how we're showing up. So with that in mind, that's why I like to start with these energy cleansings. Just kind of set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out some of the limitations, some of the frustration we've been coming into. It's also a really good time to set your own intention for the reading, especially if you're coming into this with something on your heart, on your mind. Whoopa. That scared me. Something you would like spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely be open to give those over, be open to receive. I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing, wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how things are going, where they're headed, etc., definitely hit me up. Or if you're just looking for more of a rebalancing of self, aligning with your mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're grounded in self, we're making choices that make us happy, that make us fulfilled, that bring us what we want. And we all deserve that. We all deserve that in this life. So with that in mind, Virgo, definitely hit me up. I would be honored to help support in whatever way possible. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. I'm a love. All right, Virgo, you feel a little tense this week. Nervous about something, I'm hearing. Nervous, maybe like you're trying to like gather your words is what I hear. Around a person, around a situation, something that I feel like you perceived wrongly, or you're starting to see it wasn't all what you thought it was. You're feeling a little bit in the hot seat about this, and maybe you have said something to someone else, or you feel like people are kind of judging you, etc. And so I feel like you're melting into the background a little bit, if that makes sense. You're kind of trying to blend in or like be more nondescript. Maybe you're taking a lot more time for yourself this week. There is this like call to not put so much pressure on yourself, right? not put so much pressure on yourself. There's something about this that feels a little weird or a little off, and people are picking up on it. I think that there's a reason why you're feeling a little bit in the hot seat, or you're hiding a little bit. And even if you're not doing anything shady, even if you're not being weird, it's coming across that way for whatever reason, whatever you're dealing with. And I feel like this is just you feeling a little bit nervous, being a little bit more hesitant, maybe feeling self-conscious, not really knowing how someone or something thinks, and being worried around that. But this is like, I don't know, maybe you just need someone to like attend to your heart. Or maybe you need to attend to your heart. Sometimes people aren't available, unfortunately, right? Sometimes we can't really rely on that. And it looks like, I don't know, I feel like there's a part of you that wants something to be true. Like, you know it's not true, but you wanted it to be true because you kind of wanted, like, whatever this is that you said or thought, you wanted that to be validated. And it looks like it's not. I think that's part of what Spirit doesn't want you to force. I feel like you're ready to make some changes, and it's just not right now. That goes back to Mars. Mars has been kind of weird lately. Mars is our action potential. It's how we push things forward. It was in retrograde, forcing us to kind of like slow down, slow our roll. And it is out of retrograde now. However, it's still forcing us to focus on what we have in front of us versus like calling in the new, or seeking out the new. Yes, we have to do that to some capacity, but there are some lessons, karmic BS that's surfacing right now, and we have to be really, really mindful about our approach. And that's kind of where you're seeing limitation, or why you're feeling like certain things aren't moving. Or maybe you've had a lot of downtime, maybe you let your mind run wild, maybe that kind of came to bite you in the butt. But you're learning from this. I'm not saying this to throw shade at you. You're learning from this, and it's basically saying to like, make some better decisions, right? Be a little bit more mindful about your approach to things. You want answers from someone. Your intuition is very, very heightened. And it looks like you're picking up, yes, you are picking up on something disconnect, but at the same time, you're not seeing it play out in real time quite yet. You could be dealing with an earth sign, Virgo, another Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or just someone who, like, this is partnership energy. This is someone that either you're collaborating with. It could be a boss. It could be someone where you have finances intertwined, etc. This is someone who is like helping keep the situation stable. There's a lot of earth over on their side of things. So it's almost like, I don't know if how they connect with you per se. For everyone, it's going to be different, but it almost feels like this is the person who's keeping you stable. This is the person who's kind of like bringing you back into reality and saying like, hey, don't get too lost in these things, right? Don't get too lost in these emotions, in these feelings. But there's something about this that you feel like is just not sitting right. They might have something hidden. I'm not saying that to scare you. I just see that they're not completely divulging everything. Or maybe something came out in communication that like has since cleared the air, but there's still this part of you that's like wondering. There's still this part of you that, or you're really watching something, how they act, how they respond, how they're gonna handle things. Just something is not sitting right with you this week. So that's totally fine. Some of it is the overwhelm. Some of it is the emotion. Especially if you do have a little bit of downtime, don't let your mind run wild. Okay, I love this. And here's the thing, I think this is one of the hugest lessons I've learned in intuitive work, or just like connecting, listening to your intuition. You can have an intuition about things, right? But there still is this component of fear and anxiety that can definitely overtake our intuition, especially if we're sensing things from a far way out, or some things that are just a little bit off, little amiss, someone's not telling us something, etc. And that's fine, but it can make us a little bit crazy. And that's where this like don't force it comes into play. Allow truth to come to you. This is that remembrance that the right things will be revealed to you in the right time. It's truth. And I think some of this is just fear-based. Yes, you might be picking up a little bit of hiding from someone or something, but you know, I mean, I'm almost hearing it as like everybody has their secrets. It doesn't really look toxic on the surface. You're going to know your situation better than me, or you can get a personal reading, you know, because obviously this is collective energy. But on the surface, this doesn't look like someone or something that's trying to be toxic. It actually looks like someone who's trying to work with you, but also is maintaining their own autonomy. And part of this is because of what has happened in the past. So it feels like this is someone who like is like, okay, this is how you think, this is how you feel, I respect that. And now, like they're almost falling in line for you. And I'm seeing this as a respectful thing in the relationship. This is reciprocity. This is compromise. Maybe you're still feeling like you're not getting your quote unquote justice, like something still doesn't feel right. Maybe what they are kind of investing into you or into the dynamic has been small, or it's not meeting your needs. But again, that's where you need a hug. You know, you need a little love. You need a little TLC. Try to be open to that this week. Surround yourself with people who love you and support you. Not just the yes people, because part of this is, yes, your intuition is picking up on something 100%, but don't let it disempower you, right? Don't let it take away the goodness, because you do have something here, Virgo, that's actually good. That's actually a little bit more grounded and stable than what you might even realize on the surface. And sometimes, like, again, this is that component of surrender, of trust in the universe, spirit, God, however you understand it, recognizing that you will know the truth when you need to. You know, if this was worst case scenario, this person's shady, doing you wrong, you know, whatever, like, you're gonna find out, you're gonna know. Don't force it, right? Don't force it into being an issue. And maybe you have a little bit in the past. And now Spirit's saying, again, rework with how you've done things in the past. Stay the course. Don't veer off, because it is a little bit crazy making right now. Neptune was in Pisces. It just moved in. It was in retrograde for forever. It just moved into Aries. And so we're in this place where it is really important to empower ourselves. But at the same time, we don't want to necessarily do that to our detriment, i.e. places where we might be hurting relationships instead of helping them helping them move forward, i.e. projecting oneself, projecting our own fears, our own insecurities onto a dynamic that just might not be true. And again, I'm not saying this in a rude way against you. I feel like some of this is just you needing to feel loved, nurtured, supported, connecting with people who make you feel that way, who can give you that, and then just being honest about where you're at. That is such healing medicine for the soul. We don't give it enough credit. It's hard to be vulnerable. It's hard to trust people modern day, but there are people that you do have. And I feel like as you bring in that support, it's going to make you feel a little bit more balanced. Make sure that you're not being too hypercritical is what I'm seeing. Sorry, Virgo. But again, this is about this dynamic. This is about like seeing it for what it is, the balance, the reciprocity, versus like fearing that they're doing something and then making more of a mess than is necessary. So I hope that this helps. Sorry, it was a little bit heavy. Thankfully, it's only for this upcoming week. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here, though. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I'd love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.